Hey, my name is Renovac. My name is also Harrison, for those who are watching for my English final. This is a English final for me. This is my final video, and you know, we were told to do something that we thought we wanted the world to know, and what I wanted the world to know was that playing video games is not only just pressing buttons and whatnot, but playing video games is also about adapting to a situation, using your head, and much more. In this video, it'll basically be my play-by-play about two games that I played. One was a loss, the second one was a win. I don't have my camera on for myself right now because I wanted to kind of also focus on my reactions here about what kind of reactions I was making. I'm making this reaction right now because my eyes were itchy, but also I wasn't talking during this because I didn't know that I had my headset off, which sucks, but you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So yeah, we're gonna get into the video. I'm gonna skip a little bit. We're gonna skip a little more. Skip. What I'm gonna talk about during this is the team comp. So right here, I'm still thinking about what kind of team composition this is because I loaded into a game that was already going. So the team comp here was an Ana healer, a Zenyatta healer, a Pharah DPS, which is damage, Reaper was damage, there was a tank, and they needed one more tank. So I wanted to go tank as well because I wanted to help out. So I decided to first of all go Orisa because I wanted to kind of, help, but also make sure I can get elf damage. So if we skip over a little more, you see that I died here. So what caused me to die here was that I walked in very prematurely. I thought the whole team was going in, but I didn't think it through. So here I realized, okay, it's not working out, I gotta switch. So I switched to Winston because I know that, not only can he get in and out of situations very quick, but he can also take care of, any turrets that are there that might be hurting my teammates, and also as well as scare some people away because of the electricity damage it deals. So I tell us to group up here because, it's not everybody's grouping up. We can't really take the point all at once. So I thought we were all gonna group up, so I go in with the Reinhardt, as you'll see soon. I wanted to see if we could get the point, and what I didn't think about thoroughly was that the Zarya and the Pharah also still had their ults. So they used their ult on me, as you can see there before, and I didn't think it through. I went in prematurely, and that was my fault. So now I'm thinking, okay, so most of our healers are dead, so most of my team are dead, as you can see here, and I tell everybody to group up. And now I'm just waiting now for my team to come back because I would not be able to push it myself. So now my team has come back and we're all ready to go, and what you see then is right here, I think. Yeah, we start going in. I pop my shield off first to make sure nobody on my side dies. I go into the Pharah. I try to kill her. It doesn't work, but at least I've scared them. At this point, now I'm just trying to take out these balls. These balls can cause a lot of damage to my team that aren't tanks. So I go in, and I'm taking care of the turrets. I'm trying to make sure that everybody's alive. And I'm also, as well here, I'm trying to take care of the Mercy, because once the healers are gone, basically their crutches are gone, and it's like a tower just all comes falling down. And I tried to, but I couldn't, but I was also able to keep them off the point long enough that we got point. But at this point I realized I needed health, so I go back, and that's what I meant by he's a good in and out of situations. I'm able to jump in and out. And this guy Hammond, the hamster, I almost kill. But I realized, I shouldn't be pushing, I should be helping my team get the point, so I try to help my team get the point. And we do manage to get it. Okay, so now we get the point moving, and I have my ults here. And basically at this point, I'm just trying to flank, and I realize, maybe it's not good. And what I did here was really bad. I panicked, and I decided to use my ultimate ability. And, now looking back at it, I kind of regret using my ultimate ability because there could have been something much better I could have used it for. So I'm just, now that I realize that I popped it wrong, I say it here myself. I'm just trying to use it to my advantage as much as possible, and ultimately it doesn't really work as well as I thought it was going to. And I'm trying to also kill the hamster, which also doesn't work as well because it just really just didn't work well. But at this point, we're also pushing the point now. You know, everybody's on the point, everybody's mostly together, and they start pushing again. And basically the Pharah comes in. I tried to take her out, but it doesn't work as well. As well as because of that hamster right there, that Hammond. So him using the ball here was a really good strategy because it keeps your mind thinking that you want to kill them, while the Pharah from the air over here can take care of herself and also make sure that you die while he's distracting you. And I think that was a really good gameplay they made. So ultimately, the next couple of minutes are just us losing the point, and you know, yeah. So just here again, he gets the ultimate, and like I said, he's using his ultimate ability again, which I thought was very smart. Alright, so at this point, I want to talk about this point. This point is where Reaper pushes in. So I felt like with Reaper, he should have pushed in first. He should have went in first because he's our damage. So I feel like if he went in, you know, it would have just been a lot easier to kind of catch them off guard, and maybe would have won. But he decided to go in a little too late for that to happen because, as you see here, we only have 14 seconds left on the clock. So we're not able to get it, and sadly, you know. Alright, so, you know, I thought at the end this team composition was not the best it could have been because we didn't really have any counters to fight off the other team. You know, we had the Pharah, but our Pharah wasn't targeting the other Pharah, so we were always getting picked out from the sky, and we couldn't make sure that she wasn't dying as well as the Reaper wasn't going in as much as he could have to make sure, because he gets that healing every time he damages, but he didn't do that enough. Meanwhile, Baptiste and Moira, I felt like, because nobody was really there protecting them, myself included, I should have stayed with them. I felt like they died very easily, and with D.Va, I felt like she did a good job, but, you know, ultimately we should have been more put together, we should have been more grouped up, and, you know, I felt like if we did that, it would have gone much better. Alright, now moving on to the other team. I thought the other team was really good. You know, the Pharah did really good at her job. She took care of the aerial assault, make sure that we were confused, as well as I said with Hammond, and you know, the rest of the team kind of just put it together, and I felt like that was so good. I felt like the way it came together was just really good team composition. I felt like if we had that too, we could have done the same thing, but we didn't, sadly. So yeah, from now, alright, now we're in another match. This match also started a little later, and I am talking here, but I don't know why I didn't record, but you know, throughout the whole time you can see my face is kind of concentrated. I'm only concentrated on this. I'm looking at the screen. So at this point, I also look at it. We only have one objective left, and we have 4 minutes to play the objective. So I choose Orisa again because this point, if you look here, this point is the only point that you could come in without taking a detour. The other 2 points are here and back here. So for me, when I play, I've learned over time to always put that shield there because that's where they're going to be mostly going towards. And that Hanzo, we also have to be careful of. I was very careful because I knew if I was hit by that, I would die. And, you know, hearing that sound, that beeping sound, I knew that they had a Bastion. And, you know, I was a little careful about that. I moved back a little bit, but at the same time, I was also making sure that we didn't get pushed back too far back. And, you know, at this point, I'm basically trying to be very careful about this. I'm playing to my strengths, but it doesn't work out, and I die. and I'm a little angry at that. But now I'm playing again, and it's just I'm helping them take care of the rest of the team because thankfully our damage was able to take out. And like I said before, I always put it here because this is their only point of access. And you know, at this point what I did wrong here was I kind of provoked them too much. I felt like I should have stayed back a little bit. But yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next part. So at this point, if we move back a couple of seconds. Alright, so at this point they're starting to push again, and they're starting to take out my shields. And the Winston, I thought it was really good. I didn't see him coming. He came out of nowhere, and I didn't know how to take care of him, so I just kept shooting. The Ashe kind of started to flank us, but I was able to take her out with my ult because I knew that with the extra damage it could really help. And I saw that the Reinhardt shield was almost down, so I kind of targeted Reinhardt fiercely to help our soldier kill the Hanzo, as well as I myself killed Reinhardt and Ana. And I do get on fire for that. It's the good thing. Yeah. Alright, so at that point... Alright, so at that point, you see Reinhardt start to charge in. What he did wrong was that he kind of didn't wait for his team and he kind of went in solo. And I feel like when you're attacking, you really need to wait for your team. So we were able to wipe him out easily. And now Bastion, who is now left without a shield, I managed to hurt him again and place it there. And also, I'm also now reminding myself to constantly watch the other sides. And also, I'm trusting my teammates to take care of them, which they do, which is great. Yeah, so at this point, I'm trying to take out their, the two tanks that came in, the Bob, which is her ult, and Ajax, the Reinhardt. So before, if you were looking, I kind of panicked there. I wasn't paying enough attention. I didn't see the Reinhardt, and that was my fault. I should have been paying attention when I finished. When I died, I thought about that. I should be paying more attention, and they're able to kill me that way. But thankfully, the Doomfist and my other teammates were really helpful that they were able to do it, and I had ult again. So at this point, I go back in, and I'm thinking to myself to be more careful. So now there's 35 seconds left on the clock. Yeah. And basically this is the last push they can do. This is the last choke. So I lay down covering fire, make sure that they're scared a little bit. And the Reinhardt again, and the Bastion pops his ult. So we're a little bit careful about that. And I pop my ult to just give my team that little bit of advantage they need. And luckily I'm able to get those 2 kills on their most valuable players. And with 10 seconds left on the clock, Junkrat pops his ult. And I thought it would be a good idea to walk in here, but ultimately it wasn't because it was a closed space and it was easy to die. So at this point, originally I wanted to switch to Reaper. Maybe I could take care of him easily. But the Mercy revived me, and I thought it was really good that she revived me because she couldn't have taken care of the Mei. Because the Mei would have froze her, we would have lost the healing, and ultimately we would have lost the game. But thankfully she revived me and I'm able to do that. And at this point, my only thought is to provoke the Reinhardt, which I do, but I die. But thankfully my team kills their other person, and thankfully we're able to get the point. And I felt like that was because I was able to lure the Reinhardt away and basically leave the other team with only one person on the point, where it's a point my team could take care of that last person and I could die, but my team could also take care of that Reinhardt. And I was just so relieved when I won this because I thought that, oh, it spawned me into another game that was in progress and I thought we were gonna lose. Yeah. So I did end up getting the play of the game. I'm talking now about, you know, kind of the mechanics and what was going on. So yeah, so this is what this play of the game was basically what I was doing before. Just, you know, I was focusing that Reinhardt. I also managed to take down the Ana, and I felt like that was really good. Alright, so this is where I talk about our team comp, and I felt like it was really good because you had a good amount of DPS, but you also had a good amount of healing. And I think with that, it was a thing of, you know, it was the thing of, you see the Hanzo and Genji. So Hanzo realizes that, you know, maybe it's not working. He's switching. He's being adaptive to the situation. You have Diva. She knows she's working well, and as well as the two healers, they know they're doing good, so they don't switch. They have faith in themselves. You have the Doomfist, who switched at the last second because he knew that that was the choke. That was the most crucial point that you had to get. So he was able to take that, and I felt like that was a really good idea on him. And moving on to the enemy team. Moving on to the enemy team, we have this, and what I was talking about was that you had 4 people who were DPS. You had 1 healer and 1 tank. So you had 1 person who had to make sure nobody died, which was really hard. You also had 1 person who has to heal all of these people, which is really hard. And you had 4 DPS, and I felt like that was just kind of chaotic on its own. And, you know, maybe if they had another healer instead of a Hanzo, or maybe instead of, you know, a Mei, I felt like they would have been able to take the point and they would have won the game. But, you know, it's also just they didn't think of it at the time, and, you know, yeah. So yeah, that's where the video ended, and I just want to say that I know this video I talk a little fast is because I do commentate on Twitch. I do play games. So for me, talking fast is something that I do normally. But yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. But what I do know what I'm going to say is that I hope this video teaches you that there is more to video games than just pressing a couple buttons and playing the game. It's not only just about doing that, but it's also using your head, using your hands, being adaptive, being in sync with your body to be able to do this. And, you know, for me, it's when people say that this isn't a sport. To me, it is, because to me, I'm not good athletically, but with my head and my hands, I felt like I can play as well. Of course, I'm not saying I'm the best player there is, but for me personally, I felt like playing games is something that I'm good with personally, because I can use my hands and my head, things that I'm good with. And, you know, that might be the same thing for a lot of people. And, you know, I just wanted to teach people who don't really look at games as a form of competition and a form of sports like they do with regular sports. You know, this could also be our form of entertainment in sports. And I think at the end of the day, it's just all down to personal preference. But I do hope this video has, you know, maybe changed your minds, or maybe opened your minds a little bit to see my commentary about the gameplay and the mechanics and whatnot, to think maybe there is more to video games than just playing games. Maybe it is mostly about strategy as well. But yeah, that being said, thank you so much for watching. I do stream on Twitch. It'll be in the link below, but since this is my English final as well, I don't know how long I'll keep this video up, but thank you so much again for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.